Hello everyone and welcome to the With the Bentleys YouTube channel. Now this is not going to be put only on YouTube, it's going to be on other platforms also. Jake sorts all that fiddly stuff out, we don't bother with all that. And it's James behind the dial board, the stuff that does all the audio. I don't have a clue about any of that. To your right is...
I'm Ricky.
To your left is moi, Daniel. So thank you for tuning in. Excuse my French because I don't have a clue what French anyway. So today's topic is going to be how to give your woman emotional support.
Please like and subscribe.
Yes, that's my wife. So listen to her and make sure you do what she said. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. Okay.
Yeah. So how you give emotional support then?
How do you give emotional support? I'll say this as a man because a lot of men don't know how to give emotional support. And you know what? They'll actually think a woman is being unreasonable because of feeling emotion. Now, is it unreasonable to feel emotion? No. Not at all. In fact, many men are very emotional as well. And they may reciprocate the emotion as well.
It depends
with
on
negative emotion.
It depends on how people channel their emotion differently as well. Some women choose to be crying and stuff like that, but some men choose to be angry. So it's all about how you should work with each other and try to find a positive way to channel your energy as well.
Definitely. I mean, you may find some Spanish ladies, their emotion outburst will be anger.
Spanish?
And yeah. These Latin American ladies, they will beat their man up. They will give him beats. They'll pick up a brush or a broom and smack him around the head with it.
Right. I learned something here.
Yeah, you have indeed. Yeah. So there's many facets to people in general.
Yeah.
Right. Emotion is one of those facets. So do you expect your woman to be some emotionless zombie? No, because that's not the real world. There are people out there like that. If you want to go find one, I'm sure they'll be lurking in a cave somewhere, in the dark.
In a cave?
Maybe. I don't know. They're emotionless. They don't need many beautiful walls around them and everything, do they? But yeah, most things you're going to come across, emotion is perceived as negativity from a man's perspective. Because if he says something, she overreacts, he thinks it's overreaction, when actually she's just reacting. So a reaction and overreaction is only seen in the eye of the person that's receiving it. Mm-hmm. Now, for me, I'm quite an emotionally balanced person. I'm not really like all over the show with my emotions.
No.
I'm not quick to anger. I'm not quick to frustration. And because of that, it helps me to be more balanced to my partner, Ricky. Now, you, a man watching this, may be thinking, oh, my girlfriend's a nightmare. She's all over the show. Well, you need to be more balanced yourself and realize that actually sometimes an emotional outburst is not a big deal. Sometimes you can actually just wait for that moment to pass, sit down and then have a chat about what's actually the problem. A lot of the time, there isn't really a big problem. It might seem like a mountain to her at that moment, but it might not be a big issue. So
she might be just in the circle that she couldn't come out. So she needs to hear certain words. But maybe we can talk about in another episode about how women should learn to be reasonable as well. Because I figured a lot of the times, like children, they think any attention is good attention. So when they feel emotional, then they want attention. It's like babies, they just cry for attention, but they did it in an adult way. And a lot of people, your partner would find that it's very difficult. So it's about learning how to be reasonable to each other, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's too many relationships now where a man has to tiptoe around because he's afraid of upsetting her. And because he's afraid of upsetting her, that's his own emotion. Do you understand what I mean? It's his own emotion. He's fearing going at it head on. And I think a lot of women respect a man who's prepared to go at it head on, find out what the real issue is, and be prepared to resolve it and fix it. Yeah. And I think that's the key, really. I think if any of you guys are watching it and you men are after the key to kind of getting a successful relationship, I think is really truly trying to understand your partner. Really trying to understand them on a deep level, whether it's emotionally or psychologically.
So give some practical advice of if the women being very emotional, how they deal with that.
I think
hands-on.
Coming into a relationship, you'll find out very early on whether she's emotional or not. If she is, then you need to decide whether you're going to continue that relationship, whether you're the kind of person that's be prepared to continue that relationship.
Right.
Because
so
you've got to
question
decide
it straight away.
Yeah, question it straight away. Is this person compatible? Well, that should be with any relationship anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to decide. If you've decided to go ahead with that relationship, you better commit, because that's what you decided to do. So if you've decided to commit, then you've got to then learn how to be emotionally reassuring. You find more often than not, after a good amount of time that you've spent with this woman, that emotion will then start to taper off. It won't be as intense. It won't be as strong, because they'll realize that they can trust you. They feel secure in the relationship. You're not going to overreact when she does. And because of that, an element of trust is formed. And then it gets less and less. It's not as bad. So it might seem like a big deal for these men, but to be honest, a lot of men, they overreact in their own way. A kid might drop something that he cares about on the floor and smashes it, and suddenly the whole world's turned upside down. Dad's really angry because the kid broke something. He's only a kid.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So then the woman's looking at the man and saying, "Oh, well, he's super angry all the time. Why do I need to be balanced?" So I think
they encourage each other to be that way.
It's good to set a mold. It's good to set like a standard.
Yeah.
You know, that it's not acceptable to do certain things in a relationship, in my opinion. Hitting people because you're out of control emotionally, screaming at people because you're out of control emotionally. So out of control is one thing, but as long as emotions are in their place and they're in control, I think all freedom to them. So I hope that has helped you with this video, guys, and I hope that you can be more supportive in your relationship. If you have any issues, try and email us with thebentleys@gmail.com. Anything else to say, Ricky?
No, we'll see you next episode.
See you next episode.
Please remember, like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.